Hey folks, Tom and FrugalPrepper. I am working on washing up some canning jars. I have some chuck roast in the fridge. I find the chuck roast is hard to chew now that I've had my stroke. It's hard to chew it and swallow it. I have to cut it into very tiny pieces. And I still do that. But I'm just going to go ahead and can up what I have in the fridge. And I have this one installed now. I'm going to can it up eventually too. If you can them up, they get very soft and very chewable, and you can eat them right out of the can. And it puts the fat on top, so you can cook with the fat, use the fat, whatever. So I'm just gonna kind of take you through. I'm gonna wash up some jars here. I always give these a good washing with a scrub brush just to make sure they are clean. And we'll do that. I think 6 or 7 is probably all I'm going to need for this round anyway. And then we'll have that done. Oh, I need to rinse them off too. Rinse this one off. Rinse this one off. You want to make sure they're good and rinsed. That's an old one there. That's an old mason jar. But yeah, that's 8 of them. That will probably be enough. And now I'm just gonna wash my rings. Just lightly wash these. They've been in storage, so it always is a good idea to make sure those are clean. In fact, while I got this out, I might just go ahead and wash up a full batch of 12 because I'm going to be canning some chicken later. And I got to go buy some chicken first, but I'm going to try to see if I can't stop today and maybe buy some chicken. I'm going out to rehab here in about an hour or so. So I'm going to wash this up and get it ready and get the meat ready. But I'm not going to actually start canning until I get back from rehab. I have a blood draw to see if the aspirin's working, or I have to stay on some Plavix stuff. I don't know. Because they want my platelets to be really low, but I know I donate blood, or I donated blood pretty regularly, and they said that my platelets are too low to donate platelets, so I naturally have low platelets. So I'm hoping that'll be okay, and I'll be able to not take the Plavix and get off of one thing, you know. That's the goal, is to eventually get off of everything. I am just eating 1 meal a day now. I'm eating dinner. I skipped the breakfast and the lunch. And that's actually going really well. I'm not hungry at all right now. So, just as I move less after the stroke and do less, I'm less hungry and I need less food. But I try to do stuff that'll help keep me busy. Okay, so now we got the rings and the lids washed, and we'll just rinse those off. I do not boil my lids. A lot of people still do that. They actually have not had to boil your lids since they changed the formula back in the 1960s. And my lids always seal up fine. Anytime I have a failure, and they're very few and far between, but when I have a failure, I had 2 failures. One was in the old jars, the wire bale jar, and the other one was a Tatler lid. But these lids I rarely have a failure. So I have like tens of thousands of these in stock too. So these are actually like from 2012, 2013, but they still work fine. So now we're gonna cut up our steak and we're gonna put it in our, we got a pressure canner all ready to go there, but now we're gonna cut up our chuck roast and we're gonna be ready to do that. All right, so now we'll get our chuck roast out. I just have to go kind of slow here. I get a little dizzy spells. But I have this chuck roast right here. This is a 3.7 pounder, 3.79, 3.8 pounds. So we'll do that one. Okay. Right now I'm just gonna cut it up. And what you want to do is cut this into about 1-inch cubes. Oh, here comes the dog. The dog's like, hey, I smell meat. Say, hey, I smell meat. Say, I smell meat, Daddy. You want a piece, huh? All right, there you go. There you go. We'll just take that and we'll cut it into roughly 1-inch chunks. Like so. But this is also good. This, you know, will keep downstairs for years with no refrigeration, and I can eat it whenever I want. You know, so that's good. We'll cut this off here. And it's always good to have some meat that doesn't require refrigeration. That's probably close enough. Cut that in half. But I used to really love how chewy this was and stuff, but I just can't chew it anymore. As you know, as annoying as my stroke is, I'm really happy it wasn't worse. I could be dead now, you know. I could be an invalid now, unable to speak, unable to walk, unable to feel my left side, you know. I could have a much bigger challenge in front of me than I do. So I'm really lucky. I have quit smoking now, and it's amazing when you have a stroke how easy it is to say that smoking is stupid. I'm not doing that anymore. It's seems impossible to quit when you're smoking and you're healthy. It's not hard once you have a stroke. It really isn't. I was on the nicotine patch the first 7 days or so, and then I just gave the nicotine patches up too. And yes, I crave a cigarette now and then. I just deal with it. I just put on my big boy pants and deal with it. So that's what you have to do. I wish I would have quit smoking a long time ago. I might not have had a stroke. The neurologist wanted to put me on a statin again. My cholesterol went up. It was 117 3 months ago. My LDL, it went up to 127. And they're like, oh, we need it to be lower than that. I'm like, 127 is fine. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm not taking a statin. And they just can't understand why I don't want statins, but I don't. And, you know, your LDL is healthy when you're on Carnivore. It's a very large LDL, large, fluffy, healthy LDL that rebuilds cells. And your brain is mostly made out of cholesterol. You want cholesterol. You take statins, you're not going to repair as fast, and you're more likely to have another stroke. Statins are just the biggest fallacy that have been pushed on man, and they're very dangerous. I'm not taking those, so. But I don't get to see the actual neurologist now. I get to see her nurse practitioner or whatever, which is fine. And they were like, oh, well, you can come back and blah, blah, blah. Because my blood pressure is still too high. It's higher than they like. I mean, it gets down 180, 190. Or it goes up to 190 sometimes. That's a lot better than 300 over something. But I'm working with my doctor on getting my blood pressure down. I'm getting the medications right. I don't need to come back and see you in 2 weeks. I need to work with my doctor, and so they want you to get a cardiologist and get a neurologist and get an endocrinologist and ologist. They don't realize it costs me $50 every time I see one of these ologists. I don't have the money for that. I get disability through work, but even with that, I don't have the money to go to all these ologists. So I'm coming back to see her in like 3 months, but I have to go get the Plavix test done. And getting refills and stuff from doctors is next to impossible. I don't know why they can't just fix that. They write you 21 days of refills or a prescription instead of 30 days, and then they don't refill it, and they tell you to call this doctor or that doctor, and then your insurance company won't approve it this time, and it's just a freaking nightmare. So if I fix computers and cars for a living, if I did the kind of job most doctors do, I'd be fired. I actually fix stuff. Doctors don't fix anything. And she was like, well, cholesterol is where your blood clots and cause your strokes come from. I'm like, well, then why are you putting me on Plavix to make my blood platelets lower? Because they cause the stroke, not my cholesterol. My cholesterol is 127, and it was 117 3 weeks ago. It's fine. And it's, as bad as it is now, it was a lot worse when I first got out of the hospital. I couldn't get to the bathroom without a walker, I couldn't get around. Now I can get around most places without having to have a walker, and I only need the walker if I'm like going in a big store or something and I start to lose my balance. I need something to catch myself sometimes just to help steady myself, but most of the time I don't really need it. I'm kind of learning that my body tells me it's falling, but it's not really falling. I just need to stop and look around and stand in one place for a second, and then I'm okay to continue. Here you go, Hannah. Here's just some meat. Hannah wants the meat. There's just some meat. Hannah, we adopted her. She was homeless, starving to death, living under some bushes. Some people found her, and she adopted their little girl. But they couldn't keep her. They had some other dogs that were aggressive. But they brought her into the bathroom. They gave her a bath and some Dawn. She had a broken hip. She's in real bad shape, starving to death. Hope I dropped a piece. And she's a good, healthy dog now. And she eats a lot of meat. See, I'm a good, healthy dog. I'm the best girl there is. I'm just a good dog. She likes people. She barks when they come over, but she's barking because she's happy to see them and wants to greet them, not because she's being aggressive. But sometimes people don't realize that when they see her run and start barking. I'm like, oh, she's okay. She won't bite you. Yeah. See, I've never bit anybody. I never bite anybody. I'm a good girl. Yes, I am. Some meat. There you go. So, we got this meat here. And then we're just going to pack that in jars. But I'm going to wait till I get back and then continue the video then. I might have some chicken by then too. And I don't know if that other will be thawed out. But I'm going to stick this in the fridge for now. And we'll get back to this when I get back tonight. Or this afternoon. I'll talk to y'all later. Alright, so now I'm just going to pack the meat in my jars. Just going to put it down in here as good as we can. No, Hannah, no more meat for you right now. Okay, one piece. And you just want to pack this in here tight. It's going to cook down. There you go. Pieces in here, pieces two in here. There we go. So we got 4 jars of beef. Now we're ready to do our chicken. I picked some up, so let me get that and we'll cut that up. Alright, Kroger's actually had a special on chicken breast, buy one get one free, so that's good. I like to make like chicken salads and stuff out of this. I don't eat too much white meat, but I do eat some. But they had them buy one get one free, so I got 4 packs of this. I don't know if I'm going to need all 4 or not. We're just going to see. Put it in there. Cut these up. We get the other chuck roast just isn't thawed out yet. It's got a little while. I guess I could put it in the microwave. And I can't double stack pints in this canner, but I don't know. I don't know how much I feel like doing, to be honest. We'll just see. keep cutting them up. No, you can't have raw chicken. I'm sorry. The answer is no. But you're a good girl. Okay, we'll go ahead and pack this in jars and see where we're at. I'm ready to start packing this in jars. This side there. Here we go. Okay, there's 8 jars. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and set these up in the canner. We'll get the lids on them and set them up in the canner and see how much room we have left. We might want to do a couple more. Or this is actually 9. Okay. And what you're going to do is just wipe these off. Like so. Make sure that is good and clean. There's no pieces of fat or chicken on it. Okay, now we're just going to take our lids and put those on. Okay, now we're just going to take our rings and you just want to put them on just until, just snug, not like super tight. It's really snug. So let's put these in the canner and let's see what kind of room we have left. I think I might go down and get some more jars, wash them, and double stack this canner while I'm processing. Let's see. So that's 9 on the bottom, and I can do another 9 on the top. So let me go get 6 more jars and wash those up, and we'll have a double stacked canner worth then. Okay, so now we're just gonna cut these 2 chickens up that I got today. And I'll do these 2. I'm down to like my last 2 things of chicken, so I need to make some more anyway. All right, there we go. All right, let's pack up these jars. Woohoo! Alright, I have 2.86 pounds of chuck roast. It's semi-frozen. We're going to see if we can't chop it up and use it. You get a clean cutting board. And I'll go get a couple more jars and I'll be back. Put our lids on. Okay, now we're ready to put these in the canner. Okay, we're gonna see if we can fit these in here. There we go. We're in. So now we just got to put some water in here. That should be enough. Now we're going to put our lid on. Now I might have it backwards. No, I know. There we go. Make sure she's kind of centered up over that burner. All right. Hope we're on the right one. And now we're going to let her heat up. And the steam's going to come out of this for 10 minutes. Then we're going to put the weight on it. And this will pop up too. It just keeps you from opening it while there's pressure. We'll let this run. Alright, so now our canner's been venting the steam for like 10 minutes now. You want to let it vent the steam for 10 minutes to make sure there's no air in there. Make sure that button pops it. That's the prevent it from opening button. This is still in there. That's the plug that pops out if you hit overpressure. So now we're ready to put our weight on. And now we're gonna let that build up pressure till that weight starts rocking. When you use the weights, you don't have to pay attention to the gauge. If you have that big weight that goes on there, you have to pay attention to the gauge and keep it in the right stuff. But this gauge will start rocking right at 10 pounds, and it'll and this weight has different pieces. There's a 5 pound without this ring, and you have another ring that goes on there. It makes it 15 pounds. At my height above sea level, I can at 10 pounds. So I have the 10 pound weight. I don't even know what happened to the extra one. But yeah, so I can this at 10 pounds. Things like grape juice and stuff and half-gallon ones, I will do at 5 pounds. But I don't eat grape juice or drink grape juice anymore, so I don't do that. But now we'll just let this build up till it starts rocking, and once it starts rocking, we set the timer for 75 minutes and we let them process. All right, she's going now, so I'm going to turn her down a little bit to like medium, just so that starts rocking real slow, but it has to rock. And we'll go ahead and start this timer for 75 minutes. There we go, 1 hour 15 minutes, and we'll just we'll turn it up a little, but we just want to keep it rocking nice and slow. And then we'll let this process for 75 minutes, and then we're going to let the canner cool down, and then we're going to pull everything out. So while this is processing, I went ahead and got some chicken, some dill pickles, some onion, a little garlic, and made me some chicken salad, some eggs. And this meat was canned in 2020, and it's perfectly fine. So your meat can last quite a while this way. Alright, it has been 1 hour and 15 minutes now. So now we're just going to shut the timer off. We're going to shut the heat off. And we're going to let this cool down all naturally. You'll know it's cool because that button will be down. Alright, when that little button thing goes down, it's time to open it up and take the jars out. You don't want to open it until then. You don't want to do anything to make it cool faster. No fans, no nothing. Because the jars will still have pressure and they'll leak. It'll be a mess. Just let it cool down. All el natural. Alright, so our thing is down. We're ready to pop our weight off. Now we're ready to open this. We just kick her down like that, and we're going to open this away from us. Get the steam out of our move Hannah. And now we're ready to pull the jars out, and I got my jar lifter here. Let's see. Boiling still in there, that's fine. Oh yeah, look at that, that looks delicious. Let's see, that one is probably not going to seal. Yeah, it kind of messed up, it looks like. Every once in a while you get one of them that won't seal. But that's fine. We'll put that in the fridge and eat it. Make some more room. Now we're just gonna let those cool down overnight, and then we're gonna, take and wash them off, store them with the lids off once they seal, and they should be good to go. And that one, it looks like it's probably not going to seal, but we'll see tomorrow if it seals or not. But that is how you preserve the meat. It's good eating. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your Frugal Prepper.